The one-on-one interview the world has been waiting for. Tonya Harding speaks to Inside Edition about her life that is falling apart. A world exclusive straight ahead.
We got the story.
Next flight to Chicago.
You gotta go live.
Tonya Harding talked today, a world exclusive. The controversial skating star reveals her anger. Are you angry?
I'm angry. I'm angry at some people, and it really hurts. It hurts down inside.
And her hopes.
I am a real human being, and I am affected by everything that's going on, and I just hope people believe in me.
On Inside Edition, Tonya Harding shows she's not made of ice.
We're going in.
It's supposed to be a weekend of football and fun, but for many, the Super Bowl is turning out to be a super scam.
Because the scalping is done on speculation.
An investigation into football fantasies that are incomplete.
Just one question.
He was a giant on the gridiron who made the fans go wild. A 4-footed furry football bunny who just couldn't be sacked.
Fired to the one, touchdown!
Run, rabbit, run.
2, 1. Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching Inside Edition today. They're back from their honeymoon and right back into controversy. Marla Maples and Donald Trump are in court pursuing embarrassing charges against Marla's former publicist, and we will have the very latest coming up. But first, an Inside Edition exclusive, a talk with Tonya Harding. You know the story, a savage attack on Nancy Kerrigan and fast action by authorities. Those arrested are tied to Kerrigan's chief rival, skater Tonya Harding. Ms. Harding may be in very big trouble. And Joel Loy is standing by in Oregon. Joel.
Thanks, Bill. In recent weeks, you'd be hard-pressed to find someone who's been more talked about, written about, and wondered about than Tonya Harding. Well, we've all seen pictures of her skating here on the ice at the Clackamas Mall. And we've seen her give the occasional quick press conference. But right now, you're going to see a side of Tonya Harding very different from anything you've seen before.
I had no prior knowledge of the planned assault on Nancy Kerrigan.
Yesterday, Tonya Harding told the world that she has been keeping a secret for the past 2 weeks. At a last-minute press conference, Harding admitted to initially failing to report information about the attack on rival skater Nancy Kerrigan.
Many of you will be unable to forgive me for that. It will be difficult to forgive myself.
However, the day before Tonya's public confession, Inside Edition spoke privately with the young skater. What would you have to say to Nancy Kerrigan?
That I'm really sorry that this happened. You know, I just hope that she can someday forgive me, you know, and we can go back to being friends and teammates.
You're sorry that this happened to her?
Yes, I'm very sorry.
We talked with Harding in a supermarket parking lot. At the time, she would not answer questions about the case. However, she did agree to tell us something about herself. You know, there's been a lot written about you've had a tough life, a rough background. Do you think you've had a tough life?
I've had a little rough here and there, but doesn't everybody? I mean, everybody has their ups and downs, and, I just go on with day by day. I mean, I don't see myself as a celebrity or anything. I just see myself as a normal person, just like anybody else, just like you and me. I try to just go out and do the best that I can.
But in recent weeks, Harding's life has been anything but normal. As the world-class figure skater prepares for the biggest event of her life, she finds herself at the center of a criminal investigation and the focus of an intense media probe that has often portrayed her as a hot-tempered, truck-driving bad girl on ice.
A lot of people put me down because I drive a truck. Well, I like driving trucks. You live in Oregon, and it rains all the time, and sometimes it'll snow, and I like four-wheeling and driving up to the mountain where the snow is and stuff. And, but yet I can still mingle with the best. I mean, when I need to act like a lady, I can act like a lady.
I know that you shoot pool. They always write about that. You shoot a good stick?
I shoot okay. It's fun to do. I mean, people say that you have to go to a bar to do that. Well, you don't. There's places you can go where, I don't go to bars all the time or anything like that, so.
Do you think that your image, or this atypical image you have of what some people think is figure skater should be, do you think that has worked against you in the public eye?
I don't know if it's worked against me. I'm not like everybody else. I'm my own person, and I like myself. I really do. And I think there's a lot of people out there that like me too. I speak my own mind, and I think there's a lot of people that respect me for that.
Is Tonya Harding going to pursue her dream no matter what life holds in store for her?
I want to follow through with my dream. It's the most important thing to me in life. And no matter what happens, that's the most important thing to me in life.
When you're on the ice, does that act as an escape for you?
I guess. I mean, it's what I love to do, so I just kind of go out there and I do what I love to do best, and that's skate.
Do you wish all this would just go away?
Yeah, I would. I just hope it gets over soon.
All these things that are happening, are you hurt by it?
I'm a little bit hurt. I mean, I can't say I'm not hurt.
Are you angry?
Yeah, I'm angry. I'm angry at some people, and it really hurts. It hurts down inside.
Much of that pain and anger may be directed at ex-husband Jeff Gillooly. He has been charged in the crime and has reportedly implicated Harding to authorities, but she still refuses to talk about it.
There's nothing I can say. I'm sorry. I can't comment on the case and everything, but I just hope it's over soon. I just want to go back to my life, you know?
I can see how affected you are by this. Is this affecting your skating?
It affects it a little bit. I mean, I can't lie and say, no, it doesn't bother me. I mean, it really does. It bothers me. But I just hope that people still believe in me. I'm sorry.
That day, we saw a side of Tonya Harding very different from the image of the so-called Ice Queen.
I am a real human being, and I am affected by everything that's going on, and I just hope people believe in me.
Is there anything you would like to say? People have been throwing questions at you, hundreds of questions at a time. What would you like to say?
I just know that they're doing their job, and as soon as I can, I'll answer their questions. I mean, I'm not trying to avoid anybody or just say no comment, but right now I really can't say anything, so.
What's it going to mean to you if you get to stand there in Lillehammer with a gold medal around your neck?
I got my dream.
You're going to get that dream?
I hope so.
Now, whether Tonya gets to go to the Olympics or not is still a question that remains to be answered. The director of the U.S. Olympic Committee says he is, quote, deeply concerned about Harding's statement on the assault. And of course, investigators are still pressing very hard to see if Tonya has any criminal responsibility in all of this. Many observers still feel that an arrest may be imminent. So obviously, Tonya Harding is still under a lot of pressure, especially when you consider that she may be skating against America's sweetheart, Nancy Kerrigan. Bill?
Thanks, Joel. And of course, we will continue to report on this developing story. Much more to come as Inside Edition continues. Sunday's big game means some in Atlanta are cashing in big time. And up next, Marla Trump in court in a very bizarre case.
Just kept asking, why did you do this? Why did you do this?
And what was he doing?
He was just very cloudy, he was very, it's almost like he wasn't there.
It is very strange but fascinating to many New Yorkers, the trial of Chuck Jones, a former publicist and friend of Marla Maples. Jones is charged with stealing some of Marla's most personal items, and the testimony is both sad and riveting at the same time. Welcome to the latest chapter of New York's favorite soap opera, The Adventures of Donald and Marla.
He's a sick person. He's acknowledged to be sick. I mean, he's told me he's sick. He's seeing people. He needs help.
Today, Marla Maples showed up in court for day 2 of the trial of Chuck Jones, her former publicist. Jones was arrested in 1992 and charged with stealing Marla's shoes and other personal items.
I'd been noticing things missing for many years, but I was always moving and just thought I was losing my mind. You know, you go to put on a pair of shoes and they're not there. You're looking through your suitcase. You think, oh my gosh, maybe I left it when I had this job with a hotel or something. So I would sort of let it pass.
Although Jones's lawyer, Anthony Marasco, admits his client has a small personality problem, his shoe fixation, Jones is pleading not guilty to the charges of burglary, possession of stolen property, and possession of weapons.
And it was a very emotional time. I just kept asking, why did you do this? Why did you do this?
And what was he doing?
He was just very cloudy, you know. He was very, it's almost like he wasn't there. He just kept sort of staring. And the only thing he would repeat is that it's over, it doesn't matter.
Marla is devastated by this, isn't she?
She's certainly hurt by it and hurt badly by it. She's a wonderful woman, and she gets hurt by a crazy person.
Marasco says Marla and Donald trumped up the charges because they were afraid Chuck had embarrassing photos of Marla. But Donald says it just isn't so.
He thought that I could control the indictment process, and I can't. He had weapons. He had all of the personal belongings and all sorts of things.
The prosecution is calling Jones a man obsessed, and today in court, all eyes were on the object of his alleged obsession, Marla Maples.
There was a specific time that he called him over and over and over again, and then made lots of hang-up calls to my machine and to me. And he was just saying, I've got to see you before you leave.
Suspecting something was wrong, Donald Trump had set up a hidden camera in Marla's apartment. That videotape was shown in court. Chuck Jones is seen entering Marla's apartment and wandering around.
I remember, I know I had some socks in there, I had some underwear, the pajama bottoms I was discussing.
And did you see those items later in his office?
Later in his office, yes. It got to a point where Donald thought I was just had a craving to buy shoes because I would have to constantly go replace a pair of shoes just to have a black and white and beige pair in my closet. So what I started doing is I said, I've got to prove to everybody I'm not crazy. And myself, I started arranging my shoes in my closet, and I counted each pair that I had. And my mother actually went through and counted them for me.
And if convicted of burglary, Jones could get up to 25 years in prison. More to come as Inside Edition moves along. Going to the Super Bowl brings some big bucks. And is the best football player in the country a rabbit?
He's at the 40. He's at the 50. He's at the 40.
Crowd's getting louder and louder.
Stop playing until you had to say something.
15, 10, cuts back inside, 5 to the 1, touchdown.
Travel arranged through Continental. One airline can make a difference. One pass lets you earn free travel faster than any other airline. That's the difference on Continental.
On Tuesday, soldiers came to help after a hurricane, but police tell Inside Edition 3 people paid with their lives for trusting one man in uniform. Big money on the line in Sunday's Super Bowl. Advertisers are paying a fortune. The tickets cost a lot, and the winning players will cash big checks. And surrounding the game are some people trying to make money by milking the fans. As Janet Tamaro reports, some of these things are not sporting at all.
Good job. It's been a long season of crashing helmets, and for Super Bowl Sunday in Atlanta, it's time for ringing registers.
$54.99. What is that, a sweatshirt?
I tell you what, though, I've had people come back and tell me that it's higher down the street.
There'll be parties, dancing girls, press conferences, and, oh yeah, one heck of a football game. The Super Bowl is predicted to bring Atlanta $150 million.
Can I get you a sign this?
Look at this darling little Super Bowl. And he even has the little tube socks to go with it. How about that? Isn't that cute?
That's cute.
As the Buffalo Bills and the Dallas Cowboys descend on Atlanta, the grunts and groans will be coming mostly from their fans. We're paying astronomical prices for everything from T-shirts to brass keychains.
Let's see, $80.53, but that's just the starter. That's just to make sure that our husbands are dressed properly for the games.
And the tickets themselves, they have a face value of $175. But this year, Super Bowl tickets are going for a minimum of $650. One classified ad offers a private skybox at the game for a bargain rate of $48,000.
So how much are you willing to pay this year for a ticket?
For a ticket, if it comes to it up to game day, probably $500.
Funny story we ever had with some guy back a couple years ago, bought those brass keychains that look like kind of a ticket, and guy paid $1,200 each for them because somebody told him, Super Bowl tickets are really special. So, and the guy called us and said, well, we got a real problem. We don't know how to tear the stub on that.
Jim warned us about con artists who come out in force like confetti, like tour packagers who promise luxury trips to the Super Bowl without tickets. It's an expensive proposition that may have you watching the game from your overpriced hotel room.
I'm sure you heard about the problems Wisconsin fans have at the Rose Bowl, which is probably gives you the worst possible example of what can happen.
What happened there?
They had over 2,000 people that bought packages to go to the Rose Bowl game. And when they got there, they found out that the guy had no tickets. So they had all their arrangements, all the airfares. They're sitting in their hotel room waiting to meet the guy on Thursday morning to hand him the tickets, and they're not there. And that's been a problem overall.
We paid a visit to one of Atlanta's reputable tour promoters, the Ticket Company of Atlanta. They've been swamped with orders from people who want the red carpet treatment, hotel, airfare, and those precious Super Bowl tickets.
It's everything. It's everything. I mean, if they want to go out, we've set up limousine rides, and we've set up, hotel parties. There's a lot of big corporations that are in town, and they do a lot of entertaining for the Super Bowl.
And they have some advice if you're one of the thousands expected this weekend in Atlanta.
I don't think anybody had intended to put any scams on anybody. It's just, sometimes the markets are a little different. And referrals, you should always, get somebody's referral.
Or you could do what Tom and Laura Kerr do every year. The Super Bowl is a family tradition, but they never plan in advance. They just cross their fingers and hope for the best.
What is your secret? What do you do?
We seldom have ever come to the Super Bowl with tickets. We generally buy them here, either from people who have extras or from the scalper.
Did you have any trouble with prices, hotel prices, getting a room?
Let's say we manage. Okay, we're staying in this hotel today, but we don't know where we're going to stay tomorrow. Usually things work out.
A little Super Bowl trivia. The halftime show this year is called Rocking Country Sunday. It will feature sound from 212 speakers. That is as powerful as 100,000 car stereos. Whoa. And when Inside Edition comes back, a rabbit puts Emmitt Smith to shame.
Ricola, natural herb cough drops. A pleasant-tasting blend of organically grown herbs and other natural ingredients from Switzerland.
Introducing Kraft Salsa Ranch, a salad dressing born of excitement. We chopped a spicy blend of garden vegetables, then cooled it off with our creamy ranch. Try new Kraft Salsa Ranch dressing. The excitement we put in has got to come out.
This year, bring your income taxes to H&R Block, and don't worry. We have more experienced tax preparers than anyone in the business. We'll prepare your taxes for a reasonable fee, thoroughly and accurately. We stand behind our work. And if there's an audit, we'll go with you. No charge. So it all boils down to one thing. You know you can trust H&R Block.
The rabbit kept going and going in a moment, but first here's what's upcoming on Inside Edition.
Inside Edition investigates a legacy of innocence lost in a place where boys were trained to be men of the cloth.
Who am I to question God at 14 years old?
Nearly a dozen priests violated a sacred trust.
Can you tell me why you molested those boys?
Inside Edition confronts one of the priests and shows you why victims who came forward say they were ignored. A legacy of innocence lost.
That's next time. And finally today, he was an animal, a football animal, and what he did on the field left spectators and players speechless. Craig Rivera with our report.
Michigan was on the verge of getting upset. It was Halloween, so it's kind of a weird day anyway.
Lafayette, Indiana, the Purdue Boilermakers hosting the Michigan Wolverines. Purdue was ahead by 10, but Michigan had the ball when the game took a very strange twist. Several key witnesses recall that day, including the ESPN sportscaster.
But it was a big drive, and it was late in the third quarter, as I recall.
The rabid fan.
I was standing on the seat, trying to see the game.
The football player.
We were in the huddle, we were getting psyched up.
Suddenly, the college game went from typically intense to, well, hair-raising.
Then our camera guys picked it up, and that's all they were showing.
I remember punching my buddy. I was like, Steve. Next thing you know, I look back and I see a rabbit running all over the field.
A what?
Rabbit.
The game was stopped. Rabbit catchers were deputized, and the chase was on.
Now, the crowd was interested in what this rabbit was doing.
Crowd's getting louder and louder. Here we are playing great, and we got a rabbit who's getting all the attention,
With his newfound fame, the bunny realized his place wasn't on the sidelines, but in the center of the field.
When it actually was on the field, it stopped play, and so you had to say something.
So what did the ESPN sportscaster do? He called the play.
The 20, 15, 10, cuts back inside, 5 to the 1, touchdown! I love this game.
I grew up in a rural part of Indiana, and I've seen a lot of rabbits, and this rabbit definitely had good speed in the 40, and it had great moves. Maybe he was watching us play the game for a while and knew that's what he was supposed to do.
While the rabbit preened in the end zone, Purdue's grounds crew, led by Steve Zimmerman, converged on the renegade hare.
A couple of my crew members came off of the field toward him, but as soon as he saw them, he made a beeline for the southwest gate and made his getaway over there.
Gone, but not forgotten. The four-legged, fuzzy-footed football-playing rabbit has won his place in history.
Jim Everett most recently played here. Mark Herman was another great, and we think that it's only deserving that the rabbit also have his picture up among the other greats who played here at Purdue.
Well, rumor has it both Emmitt Smith and Thurman Thomas have been studying the films of that rabbit, and Purdue should have signed the bunny up. They ended up losing the game to Michigan. And that is it for us today. We hope you have enjoyed Inside Edition. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Hello, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Coming up, soldiers came to help after a hurricane, but police tell Inside Edition 3 people paid with their lives for trusting one man in uniform. Please stay tuned. Hello, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Coming up after the news, soldiers came to help after a hurricane, but police tell Inside Edition 3 people paid with their lives for trusting one man in uniform. Please stay tuned. Thanks, Sherry and Patton. Coming up after First 9 News, soldiers came to help after a hurricane, but police tell Inside Edition 3 people paid with their lives for trusting one man in uniform. Please stay tuned.